Hey everyone, narrator Andrew here. This has been a long time coming. I've mentioned on this channel before that we've been kind of working on a renovation project, and who put that there? Mysteries of the universe. Anyway, so here's the golden tea. Very cool. Thank you for watching. That's all. But wait a minute, what's that? Holy cow! The RNA arcade is complete. At least it is completely in place. So here we have a heads-up challenge. It's a poker machine. It's one-on-one poker. Very cool. I might show that some other time. This is Godzilla Pinball. It's the premium edition. And we've actually done some table mods. You'll notice we have some art on the side blades there. We have the chrome UFO, the better shield for Mechagodzilla, and also a cool topper with better detail than the one that comes stock. Love this machine. We got a Tron Legacy. This is a limited edition, so it is signed by Gary Stern, which is really neat, and also signed by John. So that's cool. This is actually number 44 of 400. I try to focus in here, but there it is. Very nice. This is a very cool pinball as well. Very unique. Of course, we have our, dedicated Tron cabinet. This is an original Tron. Very neat. Galaga. It's got a multicade in it currently. And a Donkey Kong 2. I got a Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper-Fighting Championship Edition with a Pandora's Box, a PS3 and a pedestal, pretty neat, and a neo-geo 4 bright buttons and 2 joysticks. Man, I love that thing. Next up, we got our Robotron 2084, next to its sister machine Stargate, classic, and, of course, Daytona. Let's go away. On to Rush, The Rock, Alcatraz Edition is very neat. Two-player sit-down racing game, very ancient and fun. Definitely a product of the time, but we like it here. Centipede, of course, gotta have it. It's an essential classic. And a Coney Island rifle. So this is really neat. So you'll notice it is actually a very deep machine, very tall. That's because you're looking at a mirror inside of here. So this whole thing is just a mirrored physical thing that is down inside of it. Also runs audio off of an 8-track, which is really cool. Very much ahead of its time, I feel. And, what's this? Ferrari F355 Challenge. This is a sim racer by Sega. Very cool, very rare to have a two-player configuration. Down over here we have our Joust Cocktail. We've had this thing since before I was born. So, pretty ancient, and my pride and joy right here, Outrun 2. Player 2 sideboard is out for maintenance right now, so that is why monitor is off. I love this game so much. This is actually the special stages edition of the game inside of the original sit-down cab. Ignore the weird screen stuff going on there. 60 FPS recording, I think, will do that with these CRTs. Yeah, absolutely love that game. Of course, we have our Atari corner, starting with Tempest. Next up, we have our Star Wars arcade cab dedicated. It has that classic yoke. I absolutely love the artwork on this panel. It's just such a neat, nostalgic thing for me. And of course, we have Asteroids. It would not be a complete arcade without a dedicated Asteroids cabinet. This thing is ancient history and very cool to have. But now on to what I am calling the Wall of Small. So we've got a small little bar-sized Pac-Man cab here. Pretty neat. Board needs repair on that. My beautiful Sega Blast City. It has an Espeluda board inside of it, as well as a Dodonpachi Saidaijo. And of course, Battlezone. This is kind of just one of those neat... I don't know how common these are, but these small bar-sized cabs are really cool. And of course, the most awesome thing over here with this Ultracade. It's kind of cool, I guess. It's got stuff on it. That's neat. Oh, I'm sorry. You were more excited about this Dragon's Lair, I'm sure. It's an original dedicated cab, beautiful condition. All of our machines are almost museum quality. This is no exception. We've taken very good care of these things over the years, and this is a very beautiful cab. It's just turned off right now. It was on earlier. I don't know why we turned it off. So we're not done yet. We're gonna flip this switch here. There we go. All right, cool. We're gonna go off into this little room here. We're gonna look at the amazing Star Wars Episode 2 poster. This is what you're here for. Nah, just kidding. All right, so we're gonna flip these on here. Gonna kind of boost the brightness a little bit in this room. So we renovated this as well as the arcade. I'll tell the story after the fact, but built these seats here within the last week. And so we've got a nice little home theater setup going on here. These seats are recliners, which is excuse me, a lot of fun. Really going to be enjoying this in the future. Gonna probably bring the Switch 2 down and play some Kirby Air Riders. Got full surround sound, including ceiling surround sound. So we've got the upper channels being messed with, good times. And we have a 4K 120 hertz Epson full HDR projector. That's new, really awesome. Got some clipped speakers in the back. So full surround sound, absolutely awesome. Really looking forward to enjoying some movies and some games down there. But yeah, let's take just kind of a broad look. I know I was kind of close up on these things, but reorganizing this was a nightmare, but well worth it, I feel, and it's all subject to change. We actually have a Sega Rally stand-up cab that we need to bring in, but need to figure out where I'm going to put it. Kind of thinking next to the Street Fighter 2 and the neo-geo, shifting those a little bit. So yeah, this has been a very big project. And I'm glad that we've finally got this achieved and, done. I will explain this story a little bit here shortly once we go back upstairs, which we're going to do. Oh, hey, I know those guys. Pretty chill. Hey, Golden Tea. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys at the usual spot. Hey, everyone, Andrew here. For real this time, not just a narration format. So yeah, we've been kind of having this on the back end for a little bit now. I've alluded to it a few times on live streams, and I think maybe in one or two videos I mentioned it at the end. But yeah, this has been a pretty big deal, getting this renovation completed. Mainly because, I guess, we'll go back in time. So 2020 was a crazy year for many things, but it was a good year, Ronnie and I got married in 2020. It was a good time. And I got my first major professional job in 2020, so that was pretty cool too. Hey, Tomar. Tomar wants to join. Never mind. He's being weird. Yeah, 2020, it was a really strange year for a lot of people. Obviously we had the big scary cough, and a lot of people had a lot of uncertainty in life. And then, of course, probably the most obnoxious thing that happened to us personally was that the basement arcade was flooded. We had a really horrible 6 inches of rain within an hour kind of a storm, and there was just some runoff on, where we were that managed to get a lot of water built up underneath the foundation of the house, and it seeped right up. And came out of the bathroom down there and flooded a good chunk of the basement. So had to remove all the machines out of there ASAP at it was 1 in the morning or something like that. It was really freakishly late. Had to move a lot of the machines out and get them somewhere safe. Unfortunately, just financially, it was not something that could be done for a very long time. Mold happened, of course, because water damage. So there was a time, and I wanted to film it a little bit, but at the same time, I didn't really want to film it because it was just kind of hard to look at. The drywall was completely destroyed in some places, so you could actually see through the walls and stuff like that in certain spots. And it was really sad and unfortunate. But this year, we made it happen. We're good now. It's fully renovated, new sheetrock, new paint, new carpets. Machines are all back in there. There's a few of them that do need their boards to be looked at still. Nothing too crazy, just they've been sitting there for 5 years, so they just arcade boards are just not meant to last. Like they're not built right. You know what I mean? Like they're just built in a way where over time they just kind of corrode. Like things happen, but they can be fixed. And any of the machines you saw that were off, we just have to do some minor things to. Thankfully, like Outrun 2, that the Player 2 board, it's been repaired. We're just, we're gonna pop it back in as soon as we can. The F355 actually did get a new board as well for the Player 2 side. Similar situation to Outrun 2. However, there's something going on where it keeps resetting itself, so we need to look at it a little further and assess what's going on there and get it fixed as well. But once that's done, it's going to be perfect shape. Very happy with that. I think the most unfortunate thing is my poor Blast City. So the Blast City is well, the boards are good. Espluta and Godonpachi, Side Diojo, they're fine. Thankfully, I'm very, very thankful for that actually. But the monitor, something's up with it. It's not coming on. We have another monitor in the garage that you can just drop in there, so we should be okay once we do that. It's just a matter of doing it. It's not fun work, but it's necessary. The Pac-Man and Battlezone they're just ancient. Battlezone, we need to just take the board out and give it a look over. It wasn't coming on, which is kind of sad because 5 years ago when the arcade was fine, the flood hadn't happened yet, everything ran beautifully, so it was just kind of frustrating getting everything back down there and kind of having that stuff prop up like it did. But we're moving along. I wanted to kind of show this because we are also moving along here on the channel at a rapid rate. Like we are now over 950 subs, and remember, at 1,000 subs, I'm gonna give the very large lore dump video. I'm gonna interview a very cool individual that has a very unique tie to the gaming industry, and just kind of have him tell his story. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun because it is a piece of gaming history that has been mildly forgotten. I've said that many times before, but trust me, you probably haven't even heard this story, despite it leading into what has become one of the most lucrative and largest forms of esports in gaming. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to do when we get around to it. I just kind of wanted to show, we've done it. The renovation's done. Just got to get some boards fixed and get the Sega Rally in there again. That's a pain. The Sega Rally upright there's no seat. It's not a sit down. It's just a straight up stand up. It has pedals on close to the ground. It's a hefty machine. Not fun to move. Need to give it a clean up and get it down there, but that's going to be a lot of fun because I need to reorganize again to figure out where I want it. I'm really thinking about is taking the Street Fighter, the PS3 pedestal, and the neo-geo and just shifting them slightly and getting them tighter together. I think that's the best course of action. So yeah, I wanted to get this out. I also wanted to just thank all of you because it's really awesome that this channel has been getting the support that it has, and going forward I want to provide as much content as I can for anyone that's interested in things on the Switch 2 or anyone interested in Falcon content, or just gaming content in general. Things that I'm generally interested in, like niche stuff like JRPGs and weird games. I got a really big JRPG video coming out for JRPGs on Switch 2 that I personally think are worth your time. But also, going forward, I'm going to start doing some content on the arcade. Start talking about some of the games in there and a little history on them, and just it's gonna be fun. I've been wanting to do that for a while, but renovation had to happen, before we could even consider the option. So yeah, I'm really glad we're here at this point. Got it done right before Thanksgiving, so family got to go down and play. I had a good time. It was really, really fun. And it's crazy. My kids, none of them, absolutely none of them had ever seen any of that stuff before because, no one was going down there because it was just a nasty, gross environment, And, I'm just so happy that, I got to take them down there and they got to enjoy them as much as they did. My oldest in particular is in love with the Godzilla pinball, which I don't blame him. I'm in love with the Godzilla pinball as well. Don't tell Ronnie. Anyways, yeah, just again, thank you all so much for being there on our journey and, being supportive. And I love you all. Just, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time.